Good afternoon. We are back now with our coverage of the shooting inside Wootton High School in Montgomery County, Maryland. Ed Clarke, who is a former director of safety and security for Montgomery County Public Schools, which is where this shooting happened, also led the Maryland Center for School Safety and helped craft the Maryland Safe to Learn Act of 2018. Mr. Clarke, thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
We've been talking a lot about metal detectors in Montgomery County Public Schools. First off, are there any metal detectors, and would this sort of system be good at helping prevent what we saw happen today?
You know, that's always a discussion after these tragedies where the school districts should employ technology, enhanced technology such as metal detectors. But currently, I do not believe that Montgomery County Public Schools utilizes metal detectors in their schools.
This school would be staffed with SROs, sir. Are these armed SROs, or what type of security would be available at a school like this? And of this size, we're talking about nearly 2,000 students at Wootton.
Well, Montgomery County Public Schools has always had a very robust school safety program that includes school safety specialists, school safety members of a security-based team that's led by a security team leader. Montgomery County has also utilized school resource officers in the past. Currently, I believe there's a different format of the SRO program. The SROs used to be assigned full-time to the high schools, but I'm not sure. They may be in a rotating play right now where they respond to high schools as needed, and they also respond to other schools within the cluster. But every school is required to have an adequate law enforcement coverage plan that would be activated in the event of an active shooter. That's required by the Maryland Safe to Learn Act.
Ed, as we've heard, shootings like these are rare, and but one shooting is more than way too much, as we just heard from Councilmember Will Jawando there. What, if anything, is there anything that you can do? I think there are a lot of parents right now who are thinking about the conversations they're going to have with their children when they get home tonight. What is there? Is there anything that we can do to keep our kids safe at school?
Well, everybody has a role to play in school safety and security, from our students to our staff to our parents to security to law enforcement officers, school resource officers, and the community at large. So again, I think every school is required to practice various emergency preparedness drills. I know that's done as a matter of routine in Montgomery County Public Schools. So the training is very, very important. Having those conversations as parents with our students, that the students are aware of what to do in a critical emergency, to follow those protocols, have those conversations in an age-appropriate way with your students. That conversation is going to be vastly different with our elementary school students than it would be with our high school students. So just being prepared as best we can. I think the biggest thing that we can continue to do to support a safe and supportive school climate, invest in those relationships from student to student, positive relationships between staff, positive relationships with the SROs in the school, and our law enforcement community in general. So the more that we can do to engage in those relationships building, that's going to lead to a safer school safety climate and culture. And then again, if you see something, say something. If you're not feeling quite easy with the situation in your school, go to that trusted adult in the school. The Maryland Safe to Learn Act also requires every school district in Maryland to have a behavioral threat assessment team. So if someone believes that someone might be planning to conduct an incident like this today, go forward to that trusted adult in your school or within your school community. Don't wait. Go forward and share that information. Let the authorities look into that and investigate fully.
Sir, before I ask you this, I want to see if we can put up those images that we were just looking at, because for people who are just joining our coverage and maybe wondering what it is that they're looking at, this is Chopper 4's vantage point that was initially over the middle school. It looks like that's the middle school grounds right there where that circle driveway is. And as it sort of widened out, you begin to see the line of cars that seems to stretch for miles that goes all the way down one stretch of roadway, and then it snakes off both to the left and to the right. So these are parents that have been waiting, that will be waiting some time, likely in line for the reunification with their high school student. We were told that students that were bus students should go ahead with that transportation, follow that protocol, and not sort of get entangled in all of this. But what you have there is a line of, now you're seeing both students and parents who are waiting to be reunified with their student, now about 20 minutes away from a media briefing at the top of the 6 o'clock hour from police as to what happened here. Mr. Clarke, in terms of this student, we understand being apprehended shortly after this incident. In all of your years as the former director of safety and security with MCPS, are you satisfied with the response that happened here?
Absolutely. Police officers are trained for these active shooter events. There's enhanced specialized training. When I was there with the school system, we utilized a grant to provide enhanced training to patrol officers who would respond to such a significant event. So our law enforcement community in Montgomery County are well trained, but we never know when these incidents are going to happen. So it's important to continue to train, continue to be prepared to respond in that moment.
All right, Ed Clarke, former director of safety and security for Montgomery County Public Schools, thank you so much for joining us.